Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Ashley. I am currently 35 weeks pregnant with my second baby boy. My first is only 14 months old, so I did get pregnant pretty fast, and in about 5 weeks I am going to have 2 kids under 2, which is exciting, nerve-wracking, making me super anxious, and just a bunch of emotions going on about that, but ultimately I am super excited about having 2 kids that are so close in age. So that's that. My last pregnancy update, I was 23 weeks pregnant, and as I said, I am currently 35 weeks pregnant. So it has been quite a long time since I have updated you guys with everything, and there has been a reason for that. I have been going through it this last 3rd trimester. I have just had a horrible 3rd trimester. And not every pregnancy is like this. So if you are watching this and you aren't pregnant but want to get pregnant, with my first I had an amazing experience pregnancy wise. It was just, I wasn't worried about anything. I was never sick. It was, you know, a really good experience. With Gabriel, on the other hand, that's what we are naming him, it's just been so hard, and I just wanted to kind of update you guys and tell you guys, you know, what has been going on in this last trimester of mine. I wrote down everything that's been happening to me in my 3rd trimester so that I will not forget and tell you guys everything that's been happening. So the first thing that I want to talk about is Braxton hicks. I have been having horrible Braxton hicks contractions, and I have Googled it, I have mentioned it to my OB, and you're supposed to wait 18 months before you try to get pregnant again so that your body can heal. If you guys have seen my updates, this wasn't planned, but we are still very happy, but it wasn't planned at all. So I didn't, you know, fully let my body heal before getting pregnant again. So that's why my Braxton hicks are so intense, and my OB's like, oh, make sure you're drinking a lot of water, make sure that you're not doing too much lifting heavy. I have a 14-month-old that likes to be carried as well, so that's almost impossible to do. I have been drinking so much water this pregnancy, so really the only thing that I have been doing that I'm not supposed to be doing is lifting my son, which like I said, is impossible not to do. So they have just been super intense, and it almost feels like a contraction, a real contraction, because it starts in my back and then it just kind of goes to the front, and you can see my stomach harden, and it hardens for like probably a minute or 2, and then it starts to get soft again. And Gabriel is so active. Angel was never this active, so sometimes when that happens I can feel him moving around and stuff, and it's like it hurts so bad. So that's one thing. Also, another thing that I wanted to talk about with the Braxton hicks, I know when it's coming because it takes my breath away. So that's something new that hasn't happened with me with Angel. So it's kind of a little bit worrisome because, you know, why is it taking my breath away? I talked to my OB, and she said that all that stuff is completely normal. I just have it more intense because I didn't let my body heal before trying again. So that's one thing that's been happening. So another thing that's been happening to me, kind of along the lines of Braxton hicks, is round ligament pain, especially at night. It has been so bad. If I'm laying down in bed, if I turn myself a certain way kind of fast, it literally feels like my pelvis area is just like tearing apart. It hurts so bad that sometimes I do cry because it hurts. It's like, it's really hard to explain the feeling, and whenever I try to explain it to my husband or try to explain it to anybody, they're all like, what in the world, like, what are you talking about? Even my OB was like, I honestly don't know what that could be besides round ligament pain, but she said that round ligament pain sometimes it just happens when you like do too much kind of thing, and I don't know. And I've mentioned it in my Instagram, on my Instagram story and stuff like that, and a lot of people have said that they've had round ligament pain and explained to me how it felt, but mine somewhat feels like that, but it does feel more intense. It feels like I said, like my muscles are ripping, and it hurts so bad. I have to kind of like press on my on that area before I can even get up, because I don't even know what would happen if I got up with that pain, because it almost feels like it locks. It just hurts so bad. So that is one thing also that has been happening to me. Ouch. Oh my gosh, I gotta take a break because my feet fell asleep. That's another thing.
15 minutes later.
So along with like that ligament pain, I also feel a lot of pelvis, like a lot of pressure down there, and it kind of feels like the best way I can explain it is like there's a dumbbell, like a 40-pound or 20-pound dumbbell just sitting on your pelvis. And sometimes it honestly feels like he can just fall right out of me, which is pretty crazy to say, but that's honestly the only way that I can even explain the feeling that I have. So with that being said, with the Braxton hicks, the round ligament pain, the pelvis and pain and pressure and stuff, I really honestly do not feel like I am gonna make it to 40 weeks. I got induced with my son at 39 weeks because of his weight and all that stuff, so I'm not even gonna get into that. But with this pregnancy, I'm trying not to get induced. I'm trying to do everything as natural as possible, but I really do feel like he is going to come early, and it could be because of all the things I have been feeling, but I would not be surprised if he came as early as 37 weeks. That's how much pain I have been feeling that I didn't feel with Angel and just all that stuff. Another thing that's been happening to me is feeling extremely exhausted, which I know is normal throughout pregnancy, but I guess for me it's just a little bit different because I have a 14-month-old that I'm running around and chasing after. So it has been hard for me to stay awake sometimes. I just kind of have to drink coffee, which is something that I have been trying not to do because it like messes with my heart rate. It makes my heart go really, really fast, and it gives me anxiety sometimes. So I try to stay away from caffeine, but with being pregnant, chasing after Angel, I just feel like I sometimes need just a tiny bit, even a tiny bit gets me going because of how sensitive I am to caffeine. So that's been something that's been helping me out a little bit with being so tired, but it's just so bad. Sometimes I feel like, if you've seen those cartoons where like people are trying to keep their eyes open with toothpicks, I feel just like that. So that is one thing also that's been happening to me. It's completely normal. I had it with Angel, and I had it when I was pregnant with Angel, but with him, I was actually on bed rest, so I was able to sleep as much as I wanted to. And with Gabriel, that is not happening. So that's one thing. I have also been getting really bad calf cramps and toe cramps. I don't know if that has happened to you guys. That is completely new to me. I've never ever had a cramp in my entire life, and when I read what can cause it, it says not enough water. But guys, I'm telling you, I drink enough water. I drink close to a gallon a day, so I really don't think that that's the case. That is one thing that has been new that's been happening, and it's if I stretch my legs or if I sit on my feet, they will cramp up. So I haven't had like a full cramp yet, but I've had like the tightening, and like I literally have to stretch my legs and like not stretch them out, but I have to like put them straight and massage my calf muscle. It happens mainly when I'm sleeping, so I'll like wake Luis up and have him like massage my calf muscle with this little massage gun thing that he has, and it kind of helps it a little bit. But that's another thing that's been happening to me. Okay, so I did want to save these last things for last and then kind of end the video here because I feel like this video is going to be really long. So I'm huge, guys. So the last few things are, one, my anxiety and fear. I have been having the worst anxiety ever of my entire life, the worst fear ever of delivering, which is crazy because I gave birth before, you know. I shouldn't have this fear that I do, but I just have so much fear and anxiety whenever I think about delivering. Like even right now, like my heart is like pounding when I'm even talking about it. I think it's because of my experience that I had with Angel. If you guys have not seen my birth story vlog, go watch that. it just explains my birth story, and it just wasn't a good birth story. The epidural had to be done like 4 times because he kept hitting a blood vessel, I guess, and then Angel's cord was wrapped around his neck and he almost died. My heart rate was like 180 resting, so I had to get an echo on my heart. Just all of this crazy stuff happened to me that I have never even heard of. I wasn't prepared for it, but since I did go through it, I feel like that's what's making me so scared to give birth again. Being said, that's kind of what's been, you know, like eating at me this whole last 3rd trimester. Now that the time is getting closer and I have, to be exact, 32 days left, or 31 days left, it's just, you know, making me nervous because, you know, I don't know. I really don't know, because I talked to my OB and she's like, Ashley, you should not be feeling like this. Have no health problems whatsoever. Your birth with Angel wasn't that bad, and she was just, you know, saying that I should be, you know, excited and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, I am super excited about Gabriel's birth and just having him here with me, but this fear and anxiety and stuff that I have is just horrible. Thankfully, I do believe in prayer, and I do believe in God, so I pray every single time that I have these little spells that I have, and so that's kind of how I work through that. So the other thing that goes along with that is I don't leave my son really ever with anybody. That's something that I'm also working on, because I know that it's not good to be like that. It's good to have date nights, and it's good to just, you know, sometimes like have moments like with yourself and just stuff like that. So I know that it's not good that I'm like that, but I just don't like to leave him with nobody. My parents, my husband's parents, literally no one. Even though I know that he would be in really good hands with both my parents and my husband's parents, I just still don't like it. And actually the other day, probably I think it was 5 days ago, was the first time that I ever left him with my dad, and I went to the store with my mom and stuff. So that was the very first time that I've ever left him alone, and he did great. You know, it's not like he has this horrible separation anxiety with me or anything like that. Like, he didn't even cry when I left. I think I was more sad than he was. So that so with that being said, as you guys know, he can't be so as you guys know, he cannot be in the delivery room with me. So that is also one thing that's kind of making me stressed out and giving me anxiety and stuff like that, is the fact that he is gonna have to be left home and I'm not gonna see him for 24 hours, which, mind you, like I said, he has only been away from me for like 45 minutes max. So that is also something that's kind of stressing me out and just giving me anxiety. I already know that, you know, it's not good and stuff like that. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about was the delivery process. When I gave birth to Angel, I actually had all 3 of my brothers in the room with me, my husband, my mom, and my sister-in-law. So I had quite a bit of people there supporting me. My brothers, obviously, when the pushing came, they didn't look or anything like that, but they still were there, and it was good to, you know, have so much support in the room with me. And with COVID, they're only allowing 1 person in the delivery room. So I think that's also kind of like, you know, shaking me up a little bit and making me a little bit worried that, you know, I'm not gonna have all that support that I need. But, you know, I'm gonna have to, obviously it's something that I'm gonna have to do, because you can't change the rules of the hospital or anything like that. So that's something also that's stressing me out a little bit. I've never done that before, so if you guys are new parents here and you guys have done that because of COVID and stuff like that, please let me know how your experience was, if you liked it better, if you felt more comfortable that way, or I don't know. I just know that it's completely new to me. So with that being said, that is the very last thing. It is currently 1:05, so my son should be waking up from his nap any minute now, and I still have to make him lunch and all that. So I wanted to update you guys on this pregnancy, this last trimester, and just kind of tell you guys what I've been going through, and if you guys have any similar experiences, things that have helped you, any of the things that I have mentioned, then please, please, please feel free to reach out to me, whether it be through YouTube or through Instagram. This is my Instagram handle right here. Follow me if you haven't to get updates on my pregnancy and updates on just everything. I literally post on Instagram all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and leave a comment down below. Bye guys.